Yo, welcome back to the Nerds with Glasses podcast, your number one gaming podcast on YouTube and Twitch.
No? We've conquered Twitch.
I am your host.
Our second week and we conquered Twitch already.
Twitch is ours. It will be ours. I am your host, Knowledge.
And I'm Javi. Happy Memorial Day for everyone watching live.
Yeah.
And happy, I guess, hopefully you guys had a fun weekend.
Yeah.
I think...
And respect to our troops.
Of course, respect to the troops.
Yeah.
And I mean, this isn't respect to the troops at all, but I'm sure most of the things people were doing this weekend were playing 2 games.
Okay.
I think.
Which 2 games?
Destiny, the new update just hit.
God.
A lot of people were playing it, I think. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. It seems like a lot of people were talking about it.
No, yeah, of course. Mm.
And of course, the other game that we're going to talk about, which is The Witcher 2. Or, I'm sorry, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt had rave reviews, and we played it this week. And it's fucking amazing. Like, it's really, really good. I think it's any RPG fan will love it. I don't know about other people who aren't RPG fans, but but people who are RPG fans.
Would you say, I haven't played it yet, but isn't it a little bit more action oriented anyway? So like, can't you it's one of those games that where definitely they're gonna hit a wall. Yeah. Just like RPGs, like people that don't know how to play RPGs always hit that wall. Yeah. And where they can't progress anymore because the monsters are too hard.
Yeah.
You know. But
this one flows really well with the quest. Like you get the main quest done, and you got to do a couple side quests, but the side quests are so good, and they connect so much to the main quest that it feels like you're just playing the main game. It doesn't feel like, oh, I gotta go do this fucking side quest.
Yeah, like I mean, they're like Final Fantasy and all those other games. Like there's just quests like, even like with the recent one I played, what was it? Type Zero. Like there were just missions like they weren't. You didn't need to do them at all.
Yeah, and they're literally, a lot of them were literally seem like training areas. Yeah, like, and it's just like, okay,
but the story missions are, I like games that can have a good mix of both. Like my favorite for that was like Borderlands. Yeah, where some missions did feel like they were like, okay, why do I want to do it? Yeah. At the same time, it wasn't like, oh, go collect like 300 of these things that don't drop all the time.
Yeah. I think the thing that The Witcher does right is that the side quests are almost always based on some character's story. Whether it's some minor side character. Okay. Like that character, they do a really good job in just writing that person as a real human being. And so you get, even when it's just like some side character that seems like they don't matter. Like you get so you can interest.
So you can get like into like, even though they're not part of the main game, you can get into this whole other story.
Yeah. Okay. And like I said, for some it feels like almost everybody's side story just kind of loops back into that main game somehow. And it's not. We haven't finished it yet, so I can't say that there's gonna be.
Should have been done like day one. It should have been done.
It's a 100-hour game.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
It is really long too, because I think we played. Spanky's played like 16, 17 hours, and it feels like we're 20% done. Maybe we still got like a long way to go.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know how this game's gonna work out. But a lot of these games they start off like that. Yeah. And then it just like everything hits and it just speeds up.
That's true.
And you get to the end of the game like, oh, okay. Yeah. I'm at the end.
You know what? And that happened in The Witcher 2 because The Witcher 2 felt really slow.
And I think that has to do a lot with the RPG element where you level, your skills and stuff. It's harder to progress.
And just when you understand how to move around the world, when you start fast traveling.
Yeah, once you unlock fast traveling, I guess it halves the time. Yeah. And then you start getting you just start realizing to get these certain things before you go, and it makes the quest easier sometimes. Yeah.
So I mean, all that's what makes RPGs fun. Is like I said last week was just like the first 5 hours of our RPG are always just kind of like, oh god, you gotta get through it, you gotta start it, you gotta get your character going. You start with nothing. The Witcher 3 didn't feel like that at all. You start off and you're beasting people, you're fucking shit up from the beginning, and it has really brutal graphics as far as fighting. You can cut people's heads off. You see blood splatter. You see their heads fly out the way.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
And the great thing that I love about this, like I said, this Western RPG, where they let you choose what you say, which is really a Western thing. I haven't seen any Japanese games do that really well. At least any big one. I'm sure some independent ones have done it. You're trying to think of one.
Yeah, I can't.
But like specifically, Knights of the Old Republic.
I still need to play that. Actually.
Mass Effect and The Witcher. The fact that you can choose what you say,
and that it affects
it. Sometimes it does. If it affects it in little ways and in big ways, and some ways that you don't even know how it does until later on.
It's like, wait, I talk shit to that guy.
Yeah.
He has a crew. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like, and that happened in the game. There's this one specific situation where you're at a bar, and these guys come up to you, and they're like, yo, you know, what the fuck are you doing? This is my bar or some shit.
You have to give me a toll.
Yeah.
And that bullshit.
Yeah, and then, like, you can answer, like, get the fuck out of my face before I stab you. like
or you're dead already. Like, that's the option. Yeah. Like, your head cut off.
And then it's just like, oh, you're going to need more people to take me. So you get, there's always, like, a pay them, tell them off, or try to negotiate with them. You know, and the cool thing is, you can be a badass, but you'll face the repercussions later. Like, then you'll get the reputation where people see you and they're like, oh, it's a murder. You know, like,
so people will, like,
they won't trust
recognize you. I guess?
They'll recognize you.
Like, there's kind of like, not necessarily like, because I'm sure that you're not wanted. Like, there's not a wanted poster, but like, people are like, did you hear about the guy who just like cleaned out that bar?
Yeah. No, and that's what happens is like people talk about that and they're like, yeah, that guy he killed the Temerians, and then you know, and the thing is we don't know what the repercussions are yet because we haven't finished the game. But there's already one scene where you're at another bar like in another city 10 hours later, and some lady recognizes you. She's like, that's the guy who killed the guys in the bar in Temeria.
Who were horrible people, but still, he killed them all.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, I wonder if it's going to come to a point where you become, like, a public enemy and people are hunting. You know, like, I don't know.
I remember, I forgot, was it Elder Scrolls? No. Fable, I think it was.
Oh, that's a good example.
Where when you do bad stuff, your character will get physically scars.
Change.
Like, he'll turn evil. Like, like, he'll look like a demon if you do just bad stuff by the end. Yeah. Which I guess that's a cool mechanic, but I think this is a little bit better. Because your character doesn't need to physically change. Granted, he already looks pretty badass.
And it depends. I like both. Like, I like that about... And I remember specifically Fable, too, like, the cover... The cover is like you're looking into a
chest, right?
I think you're looking into... No, that's Fable 1, I think. I think in 2, you're looking into water and you're seeing a reflection, but the reflection is like an evil version of you. Okay, if I'm not... I might be mistaken. You guys can correct me on that. But I like that, too, because in Mass Effect 2, for example, you're resurrected because you... Well, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen it, basically you're resurrected and... You have these big ass scars, right? And like if you choose like the good choices throughout the game, those scars will start healing. But if you
internally you're an evil person. So
it
just gets worse.
Like you just see the scars become very prominent. Like so, I like that too. Like I like those mechanics. Both ways are cool, but I just like the fact that you can choose. I don't think that gets enough credit as a game mechanic. You know, a lot of people like seeing
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't in certain games, but Telltale gets it. Like, they're all it is choosing.
Exactly, but I don't think fans see those as games yet necessarily. I think Telltale has its fan base and people love those type of games, but I think that genre in itself is still fighting for its place
as a game
genre. So it's cool to see it in these games where there's clearly gameplay where you fight people, you find loot, you do fight monsters, but you also have this other element where you're making choices that affect the story. And like this game does it fucking good. Like really, really, really good. Highly recommended.
Okay. There's another story within that it seems a lot of people are spending a lot of time playing this game but not playing the game.
Yeah. And this game is called Gwent.
Yeah, so they're playing Witcher 3, but they're not playing Witcher 3. They're playing a game within a game.
Gameception.
Which is Hearthstone similar?
Style. It's a card game, basically. And people love this fucking game. I even saw an article on IGN, opinion piece by one of the writers saying that they think that this game is better than Hearthstone.
Right. Which is one person saying a lie. You know, like
yeah, I mean it's just one person's opinion, but I mean it just shows you that people really like this game. So my question is, in general, why don't more game companies do mini games? Is it just too hard for them to do? Do you think it detracts from the main game, or does it enhance?
Does it detract? Depends on how they do it.
Like, do you think that the Witcher 3 developers are happy that some people aren't even playing Witcher 3, they're just playing Gwent?
Well, I don't know if they're happy about it, but it's one of those things where, like, if it's in a game like Red Dead Redemption or something,
okay,
where it's kind of like, it's a mini game, but it's kind of like part like of the culture of the game, so it fits perfectly. Yeah. Now, if it's like something where like it kind of like takes you away from the game, that not that it's bad, it's just that's different. Yeah. Like I love it when a game like, you know, I think Red Dead had Liar's Dice. Yeah. Had poker, had games like that. That's like, I can like, when you're playing a game like that, especially RPG, it's role playing. Yeah. You're playing as this character in this world. Yeah. It's cool when they add something into it. Now, when you're playing like an action game and then they put in like a card game that doesn't really fit, it's kind of like, okay, like, why am I doing that?
I can't think of any example where it's ever been bad.
No, I'm not. Yeah, and I'm not even saying it's bad.
And I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just saying it's just like, there's no reason for them not to do it, and I just think it makes the games better.
Especially when it seems as fleshed out as the game. What is it called?
Gwent. Yeah.
As fleshed out as it seems so far. I haven't played it, but it seems very fleshed out. Yeah. You know, it seems like they developed another game. Like, you know.
That I guess that's the thing that's funny to me when you think about what you value for your money. One example that comes to mind is Mortal Kombat Deception and Deadly Alliance. I think both of them had it, but both of them had a puzzle fighter, which is basically its own.
Is a puzzle fighter like the Street Fighter puzzle fighter?
Yeah, just like any puzzle fighter, like where it's just you're
Tetris,
doing puzzles,
it's just Tetris,
like Tetris in its own Mortal Kombat version, right? And like this game was we used to play that for hours. Like we wouldn't play Mortal Kombat, we'd play the puzzle fighter. But there's literally games out there that you can buy that it's just a puzzle fighter. You'll pay $60 just to play.
Well, man, that's a little like,
you know, I'm talking about. I'm talking about like.
Okay.
I mean, like back in the day, you would buy.
You're right. You're right.
You would buy Dr. Mario, and it's just a puzzle.
You're right. I was thinking of now. You don't. Those games don't sell.
Oh yeah. Now you'll buy it for $15, $20,
which it still seems worth the money, even though it kind of isn't.
Yeah, I think for 15 you're good.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying compared to like this $60 game that has a whole other game already.
Yeah. Know? Well, and that's the whole thing. When they do it right, it's like, man, this game is just as fun as Tetris, and I don't like it's a game within the bigger game that's also awesome.
Like I like golf games somewhat, and I know like GTA has a golf thing. Like, I wouldn't buy a golf game. Yeah, but I would play a golf game in GTA,
and it's fun in GTA. And the GTA is another good example. You play tennis, play golf, and they're fun. They're not. I think the golf one is pretty deep. The tennis one is kind of like, it's just like fun, but it's not.
It's not Mario Tennis.
It's not as fun as Mario Tennis. Yeah, it's not like a deep mechanic game, but there's plenty of examples. Like, it's always good. In Zelda Wind Waker, they had a battleship.
I can't believe I don't remember playing it.
Yeah, it was like if you beat it under a certain amount of tries or something, you would get like a heart too.
Did it look like battleships or did it look like something else?
It looked like a battleship screen, and like it was all the squares. It's basically like Minesweeper. You know,
I remember, dude.
You're basically playing kind of a Minesweeper.
Because I like did everything you could in that game, or tried to.
You didn't.
Like I was like, granted, this was like before I actually started looking at like, because there were some parts of the game where I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. But let me just explore. Like it's like, because Zelda is very much one of those games, especially Wind Waker for me, was like, you don't have to know where you're going. It's so easy it seems so easy to just find your way. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm sure I missed a lot, even though I try to explore as much as possible.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a game that's easy to just get lost because it's so not lost, but like lost in the greatness. Of, you're just like,
I sailed for like 4 hours.
Yeah, it's just like, here's an island. Like, I wonder what's on this island. And it's a fuck my mission. I'm going on the island.
And then you find out that you have to do your mission to get an item to go back to that island. Yeah. It's like, God damn it! I need that one wind song that makes a tornado. Yeah. Not changes the wind. God.
So my answer to developers would be to tell them is just to say make more mini games because it just makes your games
maybe
more fun.
Don't tell them make more because then they're just gonna make shitty ass mini games.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna make a mini game and like don't not think about it, like because when you just say go make it, it's just like yeah, just do whatever you want, you know, like it's like okay, we'll literally remake this stupid game in here, like you know what I mean?
Oh, you could just do a puzzle fighter for every
just
game.
Do a puzzle fighter, just do like well what game went? Just do a card game.
Yeah, or I like just do board games that you play anyway.
Dude, put Monopoly.
Right? There you go. Do like
everyone's gonna playing
do like
Monopoly.
Witcher Monopoly, right? Or any Mass Effect. Do Connect 4. You know, like so you can play against the computer. Like you would go there and just play Connect 4 for a while, and it would be fun. You know, like nobody's gonna buy just a game that's Connect 4, but if you put it in the game, then it'll be fun.
It'll feel worth it.
Yeah.
Unless you get it for free.
Yeah. Exactly.
Even then, it doesn't. You're like, I don't want to get it. Like,
so I would do it if I were making an RPG, especially like I'd put card games, dominoes. You know, like I'd put a casino.
But would you create a trading? What I guess is that trading card? I guess is that what you would describe those kind of games like? When?
Nah, I don't know.
I don't know what they're called, but like a game like that.
Yeah.
Or would you make like a poker style game? No,
I'd make like traditional card games, like you know,
like Solitaire.
Blackjack.
Oh, okay.
Blackjack. Oh yeah, Solitaire, dude. It's like, you know what? I'm bored. I'm just sitting down and play Solitaire.
Like how many hours did I spend on my computer because it was one of the games on there?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't buy the computer for Solitaire,
yeah,
but most of my time was spent on Solitaire
and pinball. That is the most played game in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like statistically, the most played game in the world is Solitaire.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because it's on the fucking computer.
Yeah, it's on.
I bought a $1,000 computer to fucking play Solitaire.
The graphics are so amazing. I'm trying to get my Solitaire on fucking point, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So we talked about a little bit about we've talked about Red Dead.
Yeah.
And so let's bring that up that we read that Rockstar itself, or Take-Two, is it Rockstar or Take-Two?
Well, Take-Two owns
Rockstar, right?
owns Rockstar. So Take-Two Interactive.
So they're suing BBC. And we had heard about BBC was making a GTA show. We didn't know what it was, but apparently it's going to be like a drama. I guess that's the way they described it, drama. So
it seems like, because there's very vague details on it, but it seems like BBC, which is the British broadcast company, and they're making like how the GTA series was made.
Yeah, kind of like not the Facebook movie. Well, it is the Facebook movie.
Yeah, Social Network.
It's like the Social Network where they look at the process and whatever, like all the controversy, I guess, because that's what I'm assuming. That's the only reason they're doing it.
Yeah,
because there was some kind of controversy.
There has to be some story behind it. I'm sure if I were them, I would cover all the controversies that started with GTA 3 specifically, which was like where you can pick up hookers, and like it became a big media storm.
Right, but and that's the thing. I don't know where I knew, like the things I do know is that Daniel Radcliffe is playing
Harry Potter himself.
Is playing one of the co-owners of
Harry Potter is working on a TV movie about GTA.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's a TV movie. It might be a show. But
no, that's true. That's true.
I don't know. Like, I think actually, you might be right. It might be a 90-minute like
TV movie
drama, whatever. But
I would totally watch it too. Like, I wouldn't hesitate on watching.
Oh, okay, yeah, probably. I mean, I didn't watch the Social Network.
Okay, but the whole point is Take-Two is suing them because BBC didn't contact Rockstar or Take-Two about making the movie.
I don't know if they didn't contact. I just think they didn't come into an agreement. Like, I'm sure because in the thing it says that Rockstar, after whatever, was trying to get a hold of them to make some kind of like compromise. Yeah. But it wasn't. There wasn't going. The talks weren't going anywhere.
Yeah, like BBC didn't want to answer them basically. So either Rockstar didn't agree with how they're portraying everybody, or they're just mad because they weren't involved in the process or whatever.
Yeah, well, just again taking the Social Network, I remember reading that Mark Zuckerberg had wasn't suing, but he wasn't happy about the movie.
Yeah, he said that they completely portrayed him as a fucking villain,
just like the Apple movie or the Steve Jobs movie, I should say.
Yeah. So my question is, does it matter if they portray you wrong, or is all publicity good publicity? Like that's the common saying, all publicity is good publicity no matter what. Or does it matter how they're portrayed on a movie?
That's the thing that's kind of hard, because if it was a movie based on the game in-game like story GTA, I don't think it would matter.
Yeah,
but these are real people that no one fucking knows anything about.
Yeah,
the only thing they're gonna know is, whatever is portrayed in this movie.
Yeah,
no one's gonna look them up. No one, and this movie's gonna probably. I mean, I don't know how much of it is factual. They're obviously not everything is 100% true. It's probably just the whole story. So they're gonna obviously over dramatize it.
Yeah,
and everything. They're just gonna just like a movie. Just like we were talking about Richie Valens. We don't know him at all.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have ever seen La Bamba.
La Bamba.
But I don't know, when you're a Latino growing up, you see it 10 million times. So La Bamba is the story of Richie Valens, and I don't know anything about Richie Valens.
I know who he was.
Other than what's in the movie.
Who's the actor?
Lou Diamond Phillips
is Richie
Valens. And the same thing with The Social Network. I don't even even if you told me the real story, I'd be like, no.
Did you not watch The Social Network?
Yeah, The Social Network. That's what happened, bro. It's a documentary. No, but yeah, I think that when we see the movies, we take those as truth, for good and for bad. I mean, it's not like in La Bamba they made Richie Valens look bad or anything.
No.
Not at all.
There was also I just remembered the Selena movie. Didn't make her look bad.
No, not at all. But when I think of Selena, I think of Jennifer Lopez.
Because I wasn't around. I wasn't old enough at the time to see Selena. I'm sure my parents, they know Selena. They know her.
Yeah.
I know Jennifer Lopez as Selena.
Yeah.
I know who I don't know his name. I've seen him so many times, but Richie Valens, the actor.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
I know him as
Richie Valens.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know these people.
Yeah. And I think it is a big deal because you don't want all the bad, you don't want the wrong, it sucks. And it's kind of right now with this whole thing with Tom Brady in sports. He's being accused of setting up this deflating the footballs thing, and he's saying that it's completely untrue, and then they're saying that it might be true. But just because they said it might be true, people are like, "Oh, it's fucking true,"
Which it might be.
which it might be.
I'm just saying that's what that gets across.
Yeah, and so the whole thing is that he's actually planning on suing the NFL for defamation of his character. And I don't blame him, because then people are just people think now oh, Tom Brady's a cheater, which he might be. I don't know.
He might be.
He might be.
But it's that whole he has to prove it that he's not a cheater.
Yeah,
and they don't.
Yeah, which is why,
because they didn't say he is a cheater.
They said he might be a cheater. More probable than not, he cheated, and that just shows you how it works. I mean, that's just how it is in life. If somebody accuses you of being a murderer, even if they prove that you weren't, people are always going to have that in the back of their mind. The accusation is enough to...
Just like people that, years later, they find out that they didn't do a crime and they let them go. People are so he shouldn't have been let go.
Yeah, he's, you don't know. He might have really done it.
He might have really killed that guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't blame Take-Two for taking that stance. They should sue him.
I think, I don't know how any of these other the worst one I could think of it's not even that bad. I don't know many of these things that were taken from someone's life and they weren't told to the person, or they were doing it even against the person. The one I could think of is The Social Network. Yeah. But I don't think he would have sued if he thought it was really bad. He just wanted people to know that that's not what it really happened, But
and that's kind of a new thing, because from my memory, I'm probably wrong, but just in the 80s and 90s, when they made a movie about somebody, they were usually dead already.
Too.
You know what I mean? There's Malcolm X or Richie Valens. They were dead. Now it's they're making movies about people who are still alive.
Just literally rose to fame.
Yeah, and it's just oh, we're making a movie about shit. So, I mean, like I said, I'm probably wrong, but just off the top of my head, that's what comes to mind. So it is kind of...
Or they're involved.
Yeah, or they're involved and it's a propaganda thing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think The Social Network only made Facebook bigger. You know, like
right.
Like it's just it was like the way that movie was framed was so interesting. Like they're already huge by that time anyway. But I mean
GTA is huge. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think anything would I don't think this would have made them any more. Like it would have made them obviously would have helped, but it's not like the percent is non-existent almost. This would help. They're so huge already. Like everyone on the planet knows.
Yeah, they're the highest sellers. GTA 5 sold 55 million.
Yeah,
copies.
Exactly. So it's I don't think they need the publicity at all. If they want publicity, they'll make publicity. They don't need BBC to slander them or not slander them.
Or not slander them. Tell the truth.
Yeah.
So I mean, I mean, you're right. I think probably most gamers who are gonna get the game got the game already. But you never know. There might be a whole other pocket of gamers who get interested because. Not that they're gonna watch the BBC documentary out here, or not documentary, but movie. But I don't know if it becomes a big enough lawsuit, we might end up.
Yeah, and this might help them more. The lawsuit might help them more than the movie would have.
Yeah, that's true. Motherfucker, I want to see, but like I said, I would want to see it. I figure if they're making a movie, there's interesting things that happen.
It's just one of those things. I was never interested in GTA. I didn't care about the series at all. So this didn't the fact that they're making a movie. I was like, okay.
I would watch a movie about any game develop. If they thought it was good enough to make a movie about a game being developed, I would watch any movie about any game being developed.
I think I would do I watched the indie movie because I like 2 out of the 3 games.
Yeah,
in there.
See, but to me, it wasn't about the games. It was about the process that it took to make it. The human story that it doesn't matter what the game was. The point is they made it. That's what I'm saying. For me, I would watch any movie about a game being developed.
So I'm not just hating on Rockstar though. I just don't like the GTA series. I do like their other series, which is Red Dead Redemption.
Let's go, baby.
I think that game was fucking amazing, and it's pretty much GTA in the West.
Yeah,
but the story is kind of different because it's he was, I don't know, all the real the GTA stories all seem kind of like this redemption.
Yeah.
All of them do. It just I didn't like the way I guess the other ones did it because they were all gang and drug related.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which in the West, it just seemed like, if you were a bandit, that's just one of the life choices.
Yeah, that's not even a negative thing.
Yeah,
it's just
all right. Yeah, you're a bandit, so
that's your job.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. So this guy's a farmer. This guy's a railroad worker. You steal from them. That's your job.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah. That's just how I think that's just my mentality. I don't mind games where it's you're playing the bad guy. I just didn't like the GTA series. How they did it. But Red Dead Redemption was created by Rockstar San Diego. And they're looking for a bunch of people to work for them.
Which probably means they might be working...
there was a quote saying that they're working towards something big.
Yeah, which to me would be the next Red Dead Redemption or continuing the series. And that same Rockstar San Diego used to be Angel Studios.
Ken Griffey
Jr., one of the greatest games ever made. No lie, I played that game to death. But they started this series before called Red Dead Revolver. So it's a series that they have already running. The thing is, they haven't made their own game since Red Dead Redemption was...
Right. They've helped with literally all the big...
GTA 5, Max Payne 3, they helped...
LA Noire.
Yeah, they help. They also...
Midnight Club.
They also do Midnight Club, which hasn't been around since part 3. But the main thing is they haven't done a game since 2010.
Their own
game, and now 5 years later they're finally looking for more people. So it seems like they're either already started working on it, or I don't see them making a new series right now. I don't see why they wouldn't make a part 2.
Right, especially it sold well.
It sold really well.
And the thing is, it's just like GTA in my opinion. Red Dead Revolver, it's considered part of the Red Dead series.
Yeah.
And they're different characters. Yeah. I don't know if they're in the same universe. They might be.
Yeah.
But they're different characters. So they could just make a new Red Dead, whatever the name is, and then have a new protagonist.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. Yeah, it's just do the same thing that GTA does. Why not?
I never played Red Dead Revolver. Did you?
No. But I mean, I'm just saying.
I was just curious if it was any good. I never.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't.
We have Spanky giving us a thumbs up. It was good.
It was.
Okay.
It
So that's good because I mean, that shows that they had a good game prior, and so the series hopefully will live up.
Yeah, no, dude. If they make a part 2, it's gonna be a hit. Period. Like,
well, do you think they're gonna make a Red Dead Redemption 2, or are they gonna go like Red Dead, like the next in the Red Dead series?
It doesn't matter. Like they can make it. It wouldn't matter either way. Like,
you know what was really good? The zombie one too.
Oh yeah, they did Red Undead.
I don't even know if it's them though, because I didn't see it when I was looking through the list. I assume it's them.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it through the list.
It's like what, like Red Dead Nightmare or something like that.
Undead Nightmare.
Undead Nightmare. Yeah. No, yeah, dude. They can make Red Dead Vice City. You know, like whatever. It doesn't matter. You have You have the winning formula. Just take it. Put another cool story on it.
Just give us the open. Like I think that's the best thing about the GTA games, the Red Dead games.
Yeah.
I don't know about LA Noire or I think Bullies might be in the same category as these two, like open world sandbox where everything takes place open world.
Yeah.
There's nothing really closed off to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you might not be able to get to this location, but once it opens up, it's open world and you don't have to wait for loading screens. And shit.
No, that's exactly what people want, and that's it. That's the winning formula.
Skyrim did it.
Yeah.
Witcher, I'm assuming did it.
Yeah. Well, dude, Witcher. Where is that right there? Give me that right there. This. All right. So actually, give me the box too. So Witcher is so huge that when you get the box, they actually give you a map of the whole area. That's how big it is, and this map is actually fucking helpful. Like you're like, hey, I'm in Nook.
Have you seen Red Dead's map?
No, they have
a map. They have a huge map.
Just before we move here, give me the box. Just before we move on to the next subject, this is something that to me makes like a game. Like games don't have booklets anymore. This comes with a booklet. It also has a manual in there.
Oh, yep.
Right. And they give you the soundtrack of the game, and it has like a little note here saying like, you know, thank you for playing our game. We are so humbled by you buying our game. Like this to me, like I was almost in tears reading this. I was like, this separates just like a regular game from like just this would not. If I would have given the game like an 8, this is like 8.5 right here. Like,
they got a 10, Mike. So
yeah, well, you know. But
if you gave it a 10, you would give it a 10.5.
Yeah. But that's how big these open worlds now. Like GTA 5, dude, there's everything: water, desert, mountains, urban, suburbs. All right, put that away.
Let me put this back. Where did the map go?
All right, so switching gears, literally, sort of.
Speaking of games that are coming back.
Yeah, I know, right? So Need for Speed recently got a reboot teaser. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's like 30 seconds long. Need for Speed has been around for longer than people think. I think the first one came out like in 1994. Like
I was 3. I don't know.
No, but I mean, like they Need for Speed didn't really hit its stride till I would say in the early 2000s. That's when it became like a huge series. But recently, the sales have been going down, and they actually release a game every fucking year for the past like 20 years.
Last game I remember was Underground 2.
Everybody remembers Underground.
No, yeah, but that's the last game I remember. Like before that, like after that, I don't know games. Maybe Most Hot Pursuit or something.
The thing is,
Most Wanted.
Every year they release a new one, and it's always some new gimmick. Like one of them was the Run, where you're racing across the country. One of them was like Rivals, where you know, it's just like everything is a new gimmick, and it just seems like.
You remember Underground? Like no gimmicks, just street racing.
It's just like,
well, I guess that was the gimmick. I guess.
But I mean, it was just like deep customization. That's what people wanted, and like just race, and that's it, and Dodge a nice Neon, open world. You
Dodge
know?
Neon. Well, the Underground didn't even have open world.
Yeah, but I mean, after that,
oh, you're right. I forgot they did.
And then Most Wanted, I forgot if that came after. That one was really good too.
Right, that was the one after Underground 2.
Maybe, I don't know. There are so many. Yeah, I forget the order. Point is,
I don't even like realize there was one every year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I wonder
know
how many people that kind of follow the series know there's a game every year.
Yeah, I don't think they do. That's why the sales have been going down. No, but it reminds me of Final Fantasy, where it feels like Final Fantasy doesn't. For some reason, it feels
like 15 is like been so long.
Yeah, it feels like they release a Final Fantasy like every 5-6 years, but actually they release a Final Fantasy every single year. The only thing is that they change platforms a lot. Sometimes it's like for the PSP.
Sometimes for the handhelds.
Yeah, so it doesn't. I guess it doesn't feel so cluttered. But
and it doesn't feel like Final Fantasy. Like it doesn't feel like the main name Final Fantasy.
But you think about it, they've had 1 through 15 plus and some. You know.
Yeah,
like,
13 had 2 more. 10 had like 2 more.
X and X2.
11 I think had 1.
Yeah, they had 13 like you said had 3. I mean, whatever. The point is they've had a lot.
Yeah.
So my question is, does anybody care that Need for Speed is getting rebooted?
Not until you told me. I didn't even know.
Did the teaser pump you up?
I did like the teaser.
What did you like about the teaser?
I don't know. It's just something about it reminded me of Underground, how the music was so good.
Yeah.
With the game. Like it went so well with the game. Like the soundtrack was so good with the game.
Yeah,
Which all games have a good soundtrack. Like all racing games have a pretty good soundtrack.
Yeah, well, it depends on your taste, right?
It depends on your taste. But for some reason, it seemed like it didn't even have the full song while the thing was playing. But I was like, I can already feel it.
Just the way it like.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, okay. So is this gonna be like is this gonna be like bringing back like the Underground feel for me? Hopefully. That's what I felt.
I know there's a couple of things that were confirmed. They're gonna do like a reveal on June 15th, which is the day of the conferences for E3, and they also said that it's gonna be released this year in the fall, right?
Which is very surprising. But then again, like you said, it's only surprising because I didn't realize they had a year game every year.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, what the fuck? I haven't heard anything. Like you.
Yeah, did they even advertise any of the other ones? Because I never heard any advertisement for the other ones.
You know what the thing is? Because it releases every year. It's not like The Witcher where like we saw the trailer 3 years ago at E3, you know, and then it comes. It's like
BioShock, Last of Us, Witcher, all those those games that aren't yearly.
Yeah, and it's the same thing like Assassin's Creed.
GTA isn't yearly, right?
No, GTA is like they have the perfect formula because they're so big they can afford to wait. But they do have a couple different series. I mean, if they wanted to continue Red Dead Redemption and LA Noire, they could. It's big enough that people would buy it. But yeah, they do it like every 4 or 5 years. It takes a while for them to make a game. I might be wrong on maybe 3 years, at least minimum 3 years on the main series games. But yeah, Need for Speed, to me, like that's the racing brand for street racers.
I still have my Underground 1 for the GameCube. And so I don't play it that much, but I remember like last year I played it just because I was like,
hey, Underground 1.
I need to get the Dodge Neon again and drive it.
And what I mean, there's other good ones during that time. That same time in the GameCube era, there's like Burnout was starting to come out.
Burnout was good.
Midnight Club, which was by Rockstar San Diego. There's a bunch of series, Project Gotham, like racing.
I never played that one.
That one's actually good. Actually, I think that wasn't a street racer. That was like a simulation. I never got into it that much. I don't remember, to be honest. That one actually had Project Gotham. That one had a mini game in it. Geometry Wars.
What is that? Where it came from?
Yes, Geometry Wars was in Project Gotham Racing.
I thought it came from a GTA game.
No.
Okay, it was
Geometry Wars, and that is a fucking. When we're talking about mini games like that are good, that is the cream of the crop.
Wait, Project Gotham?
Yeah, Part 3. It was a mini game in that game.
So some guy was like, "I have this stupid little game," you know, like in his mind.
Yeah.
Okay, do you guys want to do anything with it? Nah, let's put it in Project Gotham 3.
Yeah.
And then it became huge.
Yeah, and then it's just like now it's his own thing. It's his own series. It's an amazing, amazing game. Worth every bit of your $10 or $15.
Yeah, and that's cool because it's like a cheap game.
Yeah. But anyways, Need for Speed to me is like the racing brand. That is the brand. And it's still like I said this when I put up the teaser. I was like, what other street racing genre or brand is out there? And somebody was like Forza Horizon. I'm like, no,
you know what's funny,
bro, no.
Because I know, like, for example, Fast and the Furious is very much associated with street racing.
Yeah.
And You know, they have even Forza, but I remember there's an arcade game, Need for Speed, and I think it's related to Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, I remember, dude. That one's fun. Yeah,
like you can like double boost it, but it's like a strictly like it's not like a like it's weird because consoles like racers like that, it was supposed to feel like an arcade racer, but it doesn't feel like it because I played that game. I'm like, oh, this does not feel like Need for Speed. It's still fun, but it doesn't feel like Need for Speed.
Yeah. Well, and it depends. The thing about Need for Speed too is that they tried the simulation with Shift, Need for Speed Shift 1 and 2, and they were like, whatever. Like I've never liked simulation racing games, but the simulation genre is Gran Turismo and Forza. PS is Gran Turismo, you know, and then Forza. So, though, like Shift did nothing. Nobody liked Shift. Nobody played that shit. I don't, maybe like 1 or 2 people. Like, I played Shift every day. No, Shift was bullshit.
I can't say I didn't play. I didn't even know there was a Shift. I didn't know there was a racing simulation.
Need for Speed Shift. It was like people. I remember the commercial was such bullshit because it was one of those commercials that tricked you because the guy's driving, he gets in a crash, and then it goes into like super zoomed in, and you see the guy is bone breaking. And you're like. And I'm like, oh shit! Like, I can't wait to play that.
And there's no person inside.
And the tiny fucking letters on the bottom, it says, "This is not in-game footage. This is added on for the trailer." Like that's not in the game. When you crash, you don't see like some super slow mo.
Like was it? I think Skate. When you fall, you can see which bones.
Yeah. Or like Burnout Paradise had some like arcade mode where it was like you would see super slow mo crashes as they were happening.
Yeah, I remember there's a mode in Burnout Paradise, I think it was Burnout Paradise, where you're like you go to an intersection and you try to cause as much damage as you can in slow motion.
Yeah,
that was fucking fun. Like your car is literally just the fucking frame, and you're still moving, like jumping everywhere. That shit was fun.
Destroying shit. Paradise is probably the best, actually, to me, street racing game of that whole.
Oh really?
Is like by far, maybe Midnight Club 3. I think the fact
that I can fuck up other cars was awesome.
Yeah,
like that was the point of the game. Yeah, that was awesome.
That was fucking fun. Yeah,
like, but it really took it away from like trying to be simulated, like because even like the street racers, you can kind of like, okay, I mean it is different from a simulation, but it's still like like kind of like real car driving, whatever.
Yeah.
But this one was like, no, we're not really trying to be like a racing game.
This is an arcade style.
We're here to just fuck shit up.
Yeah,
like, that's it.
We're here to destroy shit. Yeah, but there's been no like that. The whole racing genre has died off. The street racing genre, the simulation one is pretty strong. Forza sells good, and
I think it's one of those things where like at the time when they start like or where they stop making the good ones, quote unquote, like we're like, man, why did they stop making good ones? I think it's the same thing with like Rock Band is recently coming back.
Yeah.
And when that was done, we're like, the fuck, this is the best shit ever created. You know?
Why'd you stop making them?
But man? Granted, they came back. They're coming back a little bit faster. Yeah. But I think it's gonna be like, I think they're trying to jump on the kind of like the same boat.
Yeah, and like you said, Tony Hawk's another. They're like trying to.
Devil May Cry made a reboot for there. Like they're trying to bring theirs back too.
Yeah, I think they just see that maybe it's been enough time. Let's try to bring these series back. I mean, all those are coming out like this year and next year.
Yeah, the Devil May Cry. This is just a remastered though.
Yeah,
it's a little bit different, but it's coming out. I think it came out recently, which was the fourth one. If I'm not mistaken.
The HD remake.
Which I'm sure they're trying to, maybe they want to bring back the series, maybe not the new reboot that they already did, but maybe bring back the original.
Reboot, the second reboot.
The second reboot.
Whatever. That's a little different, but like, yeah, with the racing genre, it was so flooded for a while, and then all of just the last like 4 years.
It seems unfortunate because there's certain genres that no matter how flooded they get, it doesn't matter. Shooters. Fighters, and like I guess those are the two, like shooters and fighters. They have so many games, but they're so different anyways that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know people in general. I think people have gotten kind of bored of shooters, but it's just so popular. It doesn't.
I think it's just the fact that because games you have to play first person, like not you have to be first person, but first person games are so important.
Yeah.
And what else can you do besides a shooter? You know, like that's what people are thinking.
Yeah. Unless it's like Elder Scrolls.
Or unless it's an action game. But that's it. Yeah. You have those two options.
Yeah.
First-person shooter or first-person action RPG style game. Or third-person shooter and third-person action RPG game.
I don't see people getting bored of shooters. Yeah,
or fighters.
And I think shooters is like the majority of shit that gets released.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's literally, I think, the most oversaturated market.
I mean, that like it's changing, but it's still probably number one. But it's definitely
is GTA a shooter.
No way.
Okay, I'm just curious. Like,
no, I would never consider.
Okay, what is that considered then?
It's an open world action game. Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't consider it a shooter. I mean, especially now with the first person stuff, I guess you can consider it a little bit, but not really.
Okay.
No. Not at all.
Because I'm just trying to think like of other big games that are like kind of like a shooter, like.
Well, I mean, like for a while you had all these games coming out like Halo, Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six, and not including all the garbage ones that nobody plays and shit. Like, there's like so many out there, and then of course you have like Warframe. And you have, what's it called? The PS1, the Killzone. There's a bunch out there. Mag. There's like, just do it. If I had time to keep thinking, I could name off maybe another 20 more.
See, I was trying to think of like the ones that are really big right now, like Borderlands, first-person shooter.
And see, that's different. See, and that's the thing. That's different too.
It's not a first-person shooter.
I don't consider Borderlands a shooter.
Yeah, exactly. But
I don't consider BioShock a shooter.
Yeah, but they are.
But they're not. But they're not shooters.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Shooters can be so different, but they're a shooter.
Yeah, but they're a shooter, and
but they're not.
They're not. Well, Borderlands is not a shooter. It's an RPG shooter.
So it's a shooter.
BioShock is not a shooter. It's a adventure shooter.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we're talking about first-person shooters. We're talking about Halo, Call of Duty.
Okay. I was just talking about shooters in general.
All right, whatever.
Shooting games.
Okay, Javi. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us this week on the podcast. We will see you next week. Peace.